Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day. Today is Tuesday the 23rd, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, fairly decent time frame. Didn't really have anything planned for early, but I got up, wife got up, she got to work, and she was kind of like, oh crap, it's late. So she kind of she's salary, so she's always working, whether she's at home or at work, whatever, but it's still one thing she wanted to be there earlier than that. So went ahead, she got off to work. I got the dogs outside, or dog, I guess, and got him taken care of, got him fed, played with him for a little bit, chilled outside. Mom's still hiding in her room, so I'm assuming she's alive. I heard the treadmill going, so kind of is what it is there. But went ahead and got a few things done around, nothing too major. Just jumped in the hot tub for a few minutes and kind of got a little soak on there. And then I was chilling out, got a text from a dog hunter that's supposed to drop off at like noon or 1 today, and wanted to know if they could drop off earlier. I'm like, yeah, possibly. What time are you thinking? And then she's like, anytime. I'm like, I just don't even know what to do. Like, it's that whole concept. I said, so like 30 minutes? And she's like, I leave in 30 minutes or I get there in 30 minutes. I'm like, well, I don't know where you live and how far away it is. So I'd say get here in 30 minutes if that works for you, if you need to make it different. Otherwise, let me know. And she goes, okay, I'll be there in 30 minutes. I'm like, okay. She's like, it's about 17 minutes away. I'm like, that's fine. Thinking in my head, you'll wait 13 minutes and you'll drive over here. So I continued doing a few other things, and I was outside and getting things around and that. So I had the dogs ready, so when they showed up with a new dog, everything's all in place and positioned, so I didn't have to worry about their dog barking the window and starting a different energy they don't want to deal with. So she's bringing a big giant mastiff, just a lumbering, massive amount of dog meat there. This thing is just so clumsy, and she's just runs into and stuff, but she's a good dog. So went ahead, and then like, I don't know, 17 minutes later, I get the text, I'm here. I'm like, well, I guess that meant you were leaving right then. So instead of saying, well, I'm gonna be there in 17 minutes, instead I'm thinking 30 minutes out. But luckily I was home. I wasn't out on a run or something, because many times I'm out on my run and I get a text like that, and I'm like, okay, I know I've got to get back home in 30 minutes, so I'll plan to get home in 20. That way it gives me time to move the dogs around, everything all situated. If I come rolling up in 17 and they're already there and I still haven't got home yet, adds a whole new dilemma to the situation. But luckily that was not the case today. It did not go as poorly as it could have. But they got here, got the dog dropped off, introduced the dogs. I think they've met before. I won't swear to that, but I've watched both of them a bunch, and then they got to playing a little bit, and I shot a quick little video and sent it to the owner. She's like, is she mad because her hair's up? I'm like, no, she's just excited. And I think most of it was because I had the dog out in the backyard. Usually I'll put the other dogs up, then bring the new dog out, let him go sniff the yard a little bit. And I didn't do it this time because I left Eddie outside the whole time. And I think Lola was wanting to go pee first, because the moment she finally got done playing a little bit and then went and peed, and then her hair went down and they were perfectly fine again. Like, it was all good to go. So they played, got another little video of them and stuff, let her know everything's good to go, and it's all happy and everything's fine. So hung around for a while, just letting the dogs play, having a good time, and they were playing chase, and that big mastiff does not have a lot of energy to run and chase, so she needs a lot of naps. So it was good. Got a few other things taken care of, went ahead and went and got my run in, got that wrapped up, got back to the house, chilled out with the dogs, went ahead and I was kind of doing things. Well, I'm gonna work on my pinball machine, and I don't play my pinball machine anymore, really, because it seems like anytime I do, Mom just gets like pissed off because she's trying to watch the TV, but she's hiding in her room now, so not my concern. So I get the pinball machine out, or get it opened up, and I got a flipper that's the right-hand flipper, doesn't always work right. And I know one of the set screws for the flipper arm is trying to strip out on me, so I can't get it as tight as it needs to be. But I'm not certain if that's what it is, or if it's the motor is going weak. I think it's a little bit of both, so I thought, well, I'll try it out. So I got it all tore apart, got the case flipped up on it, and then actually drilled a smaller hole in the shaft of the flipper, so the set screw goes into that shaft. So it's like a keyway, basically, what I built into it, so it doesn't allow it to pivot on itself. Because before, I could hold the motor steady and turn the arm, even with both set screws as tight as I get them. So like I said, they're both a little stripped out. So I got to figure out where to get new set screws. Back in the day when I was into the hobby car set and whatnot, I had shops I go there, but I'm assuming that's where I need to go, just find a hobby car shop and go look for screws like that. So got to do a little research and get it. But even after I got that set, the flipper still started acting up, and sometimes even stick, which now tells me I'm almost 100% certain it's the flipper motor, the kicker, that's bad. So got to do a bunch of research. I'm not sure where to really start on that research of what flipper motor I need, what actuator and whatnot, do it their different strength, different length of throw, all this stuff. I gotta do that research. So that's definitely next priority, which isn't a real big priority, but it is what it is. So I was in the middle of working on it and making a lot of noise and stuff. My podcast going, and the dog was just kind of chilling out in the house, and I saw Mom came out and I thought, well, at least she's alive. So then she said something, I heard some noise, but didn't know if she was talking to dogs or whatever. Then she walked her in the kitchen and she said something else, but it's like my head inside a pinball machine, so it's loud. And I turned, I'm like, are you talking to me? And like a smart ass, she goes, well, who else we talking to? The dogs don't answer you back. And I just looked there and I said, so you get to have a smart ass remark, but I can't. And then she got all on her heels again. I was like, I don't fucking care. I'm like, well, I love the fact that you take days, then you just run out here at your own leisure on your exact time and says, and hey, is this a good time to have a conversation? Is this a good time? Or, hey, I'm ready to talk. When would you like to set up a time to talk? Nope, just comes out and starts talking shit. And then mouths off a much more obnoxious remark than what I made about none of your business if I had soda or not. We've just been joking, and you spend days not talking to me, come back to a smart ass remark to me. So I don't know what the hell is supposed to happen in this situation. So I go, what are we doing? What do you want here? And she goes, I'm just gonna stay in my room. This is your house, this is Karen's house. And I'm like, yep, that is correct. And you're welcome to live here as long as you participate in our life. You know, she goes, I'll cook and I'll clean and I'll just hide out in my room. I'm happy in my room. I'm like, okay, because for the last I don't know, 2 or 3 years, how long has it been down here? You have not been in your room. You chose to be out in the house with the rest of us. And now you want to hide in your room because you got your feelings hurt. So no idea. I have no idea. So apparently she's going to cook and clean. She asked me if I had enough leftovers. I said, yep, I still have plenty of taco meat. We're good for tonight. So not an issue there. But the part that sucks is I know my wife really enjoys having her around as like somebody to talk to, somebody to, you know, talk with and whatnot. And she's not going to have that now. So apparently her claim is she's going, we're home together. It's going to be our time together and da-da-da, whatever. And I'm like, I don't care. At this point, I don't care. We're not fighting. Just go hide in your room, whatever you want to do. So it is what it is there. But it was just that really awkward, like, couldn't go, hey, you know, not even sorry. I call her out on the fact that, hey, like, I know you love me, you're my mother, but I feel like you don't even like me as a person. And she goes, you never said that to me. I said it to you 3 times Saturday. But you were so butthurt and so upset that, and thinking I was being such an asshole, you weren't even listening to me. So I still feel that way right now. And her answer still wasn't, I like you. Her answer was, well, you don't like me all the time either. I went, well, that's not an answer that I was looking for. That's still kind of a, I don't know, shitty way of putting it. I go, I don't like the way you behave. And I mostly don't like the way you try and push yourself into stuff and help me with things when I tell you not to, and you continue trying to help me with shit and I tell you not to. If I need your help, I'll ask you. And a lot of times what you're trying to help me ends up hindering me. Went back to the TV situation. I was trying to hang a giant TV on my wall. And I told her, I said, don't need your help. I was going to tell me, look from the side and tell me to go up, down, left, right, whatever to get the bracket lined up. And I kept seeing her put her hands on the TV and then try and push the TV up, which I'm holding a TV that should be put up by 2 people minimum, and I'm doing it by myself. I'm standing on a couch so I get enough height to get it up on there and stuff and whatnot, because it's up higher than I can reach on the ground. So it's also awkward. There's a lot of issues, and I kept telling her, stop touching the TV. I'm not touching the TV. I'm like, damn it. And I told her, stop touching it. I'm not touching the TV. I'm like, what the hell? And the 3rd time, as she almost knocked the TV out of my hand, I said, you're touching the foot. She goes, I can't not touch it. And I said, get the fuck out of here. Like, so I told her to get out of the room. And Karen came over, and by the time Karen got in there to look to see where the bracket was, knowing she was not going to touch the TV, I'd already hung the damn thing on the wall. So didn't need her help after all. But when you're telling me you're not touching the thing, and I feel you touching it, you can get me hurt very badly. And I need you not to do that stuff. Then of course, when I brought that up, she's like, you just nag on everything. And I'm like, trying to point out some situations where this is the case. These are the things that bother me, that make me not like you, or not like your behaviors. And this is where we're at. You don't even want to hear that either. So she went back off to her room, and I continued working on the pinball machine, got all put back together, played a couple rounds, and the flipper's still messing up. So I got to get that rebuilt. But hell, the thing's as old as I am. It was built in 75. I was born in 75. So I got to kind of expect to have some problems that break down. I got a flipper, don't work that good either. So kind of is what it is there. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what we had. She got that figured out, I guess, whatever. Wife came home, and we were chatting a little bit and stuff. Oh, after that, I went and got my run in and stuff, got my shower, basically was hanging out, which I just put the one dog in the crate, went for my run, because he gets into a little trouble when he's not like being supervised. If he's around people, he does a lot better, but when he's by himself, he tends to get into a little trouble. So the owner wants him in the crate when we're not there with him, which I understand. Stuck him in the crate, we're all good to go. Everything's hunky-dory, it's all fine. So went ahead and got that wrapped up, and then went and got my run in, got back, grabbed myself a shower. Wife got home from work and started reheating the tacos and stuff. Got everything done. We had ourselves a nice little meal and chilled out with the dogs, watched a little episode of Wentworth. And she'd asked me about watching Wentworth without her. And I'm like, no. She didn't tell us not to watch Wentworth, and that's what we watch. And if she can't come out and watch it, then that's on her. She goes, well, we didn't watch it when you were in Iowa. And I'm like, well, that's a different thing. That was a trip I took. And had you guys watched the few episodes I was gone, I would not have cared one bit, because I would just watch those episodes by myself and caught back up. And I've already seen Wentworth years ago, but I know the big beats of it, but there's a lot of stuff I don't remember. So it's still fairly new to me. So I don't need to actually see every single episode and know what's kind of going on. So, and it is what it is there. And she was like, okay. So we watched Wentworth. She asked if I'd seen her. I told her what happened with she came out and whatever. I told her what was going on there and whatnot, and filled her in on where we are. So apparently I have a person that chooses to live in a separate room completely by herself in my house, and is supposed to gonna do our cooking and mopping the floors. So who knows? I have no idea, but that's what we got right now. After dinner, headed back outside, chilled out with the dogs, had myself a nice cigar, watched a little bit of Netflix. Actually, I watched some Hulu on the iPad outside and enjoyed it. Came back in, it was probably a little before midnight. Wife was pretty tired, so I watched a little bit there, ate some Twizzlers, come on a Twizzler kick again. So eating Twizzlers, knocked that out, and that was pretty much my day. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.